Hello everyone and welcome to another Monday live stream. My name is Shane Olson and today we're going to be finishing this Krampus by the amazing Rich Cameron that I started last Monday. So welcome to another live stream. Hello Mark, hello, welcome. Okay, so let's assess where we left off. Hey Bob, how you doing? Okay. So I just wanted to keep going on this guy. It's a lot of fun. Love the design. And I wanted to see where we're at with him. I don't think I have that. Oh, I do. Great. Okay. I was hoping I had my Maxon hairbrush because I'm going to be doing some of that. What's up, Neil? Hey, Brad. Welcome, you guys. How is your Monday going so far? Are we good? Okay, so you know what? I'm going to use this appendage brush. Let's grab this darker red. And split this off. So are you guys that celebrate Christmas ready for Christmas? Happy Crumpmas. Make this spin. You know, you can take the brush and actually grab it like this and spin it. It'll kind of curve. That's kind of fun. The snake hook brush does it better than any other brush. Hey, welcome. Hi from Belgium, nice. Love me some waffles and frites. Hey, George. We still need to talk, brother. Started vacation, got all the gifts, nice. Oh, goodness. I have actually been having an absolute blast with Character Creator and ZBrush. It's so much fun because it's like you want to get your characters moving around and animating as soon as possible, and Character Creator just makes it possible. And this is not a paid advertisement for them. I'm just saying it's so much fun. Can you do that? Yeah, let's do, here, let me show you the snake hook brush. So when you select the snake hook brush, it's going to say this brush works best with Sculptress Pro, which is true, but it will also work without Sculptress Pro. So, and for some reason by default, Sculptress or snake hook has RGB turned on. You can turn that off. And then you can just kind of do little circles. It will just kind of do some crazy stuff with it. Depending on where you grab down the line, it'll do different things. You can just try it. And I just go in little circles and just kind of whip it around like whipping cream. Yep, I will not be streaming next Monday due to the holidays. Was ZBrush your first 3D sculpt program? Yeah, ZBrush was my first sculpting program, yes. But I did a lot of traditional modeling in a whole bunch of other programs too before that. Oh, George, yeah, you can turn that Sculptress Pro pop up. Yeah. True. Okay, and having this Sculptress Pro, snake hook brush, it's easy to pull out little hairs like this. Hey Leonard, how are you? Good to see you. How are those ornaments going? Doing well. How do I make female characters look less mean? There's two secrets. don't give her lower eyelids. You can give her a lower eyelid shelf, but kind of smooth out any creases that you have down in the lower eyelids. That's one. Eyelashes help a lot. And you also don't want to give her smile lines. Like these smile lines right here. It will instantly make her look older. So, unless you're going for an older lady. I bet, man. Okay, I turned AccuCurve on so I can get some sharper points. Let's give him some teeth. I do have my camera working. I don't know what was up with it. I just rebooted my machine and it just came right back. So I don't know. I don't know what was up with it. It was one of those I should have checked before I started live streaming. Okay, and just as a tip, remember you can select colors off of your spotlight reference image, but you have to have your spotlight ring showing this. This needs to be showing in order for you to select colors off of there. And to select the colors, you just use the keyboard command C, as in cat. Okay? Otherwise, you're just going to grab the background gray or whatever your background is. You seem a little salty, Leonard. Okay, let's make some teeth. You know, I'm kind of, these teeth are so square. I usually start with a sphere and just push them into a square, but I think these are so square. I think I might just start with a cube and divide it down. Hey, William, how you doing? Hey, Lavender. This is instantly better with teeth. Okay, I'm going to split these off. Okay. Now, when you're using local symmetry with ZBrush 2024 or 23, you'll see this little dynamic, this little word dynamic right here. If you want to get the old way that local symmetry used to work, make sure you turn that off. I wish I could turn it off by default, but that's how you do it. That way you can scale it on itself like this. Otherwise, it either scales across the world or it scales strangely. So if you want to get that old, the way it works back. How often do you do sculpts without 2D art? Any advice, tips, or resources for getting better with character design? Well, George, I'm not really that big of a character designer myself. So usually when I don't have any 2D art sitting there, I will still get like a whole page of pure ref images. So I'm never just sculpting blindly, as it were. Sometimes I will, I guess, when I'm using like my iPad to sculpt when I'm off somewhere and I just don't have access to something like that. I'll just noodle around. But for the most part, I'll gather a whole bunch of references anyway. And just kind of throw stuff together. Like when I'm doing, what am I trying to say? Caricatures of someone, like an actual person that I don't have a concept of, that I'm just like, I'll just gather a whole bunch of images with the, of the person from all different angles, as many angles as I possibly can get. And then do that. It's a great question. Let's see. For the eye bags, at least to me, I may be incorrect, but I don't think it's dark bag and a light bag. I think it's just light bag and dark inside. Oh yeah, you might be right. It might be a cutout, like one, and it's just dark in there. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think that's a good read, David. Good job. I think you're right. Like it's like a scooped out dark part right here. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. That's a good catch. Thanks. Okay. I'll do that. Wasn't it bugging you that I didn't have them last time at all? Lavender, what are you asking me, please, about? Some Discord logic change for the sake. I don't understand what that is, what that means. And I don't work for Pixelogic. I'm just a volunteer that streams here, so I don't understand what you're trying to say there. Love the mouse that you did last. Oh yeah, thanks. Open stream. Oh, are you saying that this channel is called Pixelogic instead of Maxon? I think Maxon already had their own YouTube channel. So, I don't, yeah, if that's what you're trying to change for the sake of change. No, Lavender, I think I know what you're saying now. I think why they're working on that is they're trying to get better actual local symmetry. So like if an object has symmetry, but it's also symmetrical across the world. So it's like double symmetry. It's like symmetry across itself and then symmetry across the world. So I understand why they're doing it. It's just, it feels a little awkward at the moment. So I don't think they're changing it for the sake of change. Like, I don't think they're justifying their jobs by it or anything like that. I think they're just trying to work on a better local symmetry. Okay, so let me increase this. And I'm actually going to do some support loops in here. Okay. So I'm going to insert a couple edge loops. I thought you were talking about the YouTube channel being still called Pixelogic instead of Maxon. But I think they're keeping that because Maxon already had a YouTube channel and they can't really change it over. They can't merge them together, if that makes sense. I'd like to have the choice for it to be off by default. Yeah, I actually put in that request. So hopefully, because I do use it, but off by default. I mean, I use it off all the time, so I would like it to be default. That'd be nice. Okay, let's do this. Hey, Jennifer. That's my voice. Not much of a character designer either. Want to sculpt original characters, but don't want to make them. Yeah, I know. It's, honestly, I'm so like, I'll just contract someone who is a good designer to design my own ideas, if that makes sense. And I've done that several times, like my good buddy Josh Black or Jason Kim, any of those concept artists that I absolutely love their stuff. I'll just commission them to design something if I want my own design, Like I commissioned Johannes Helgeson to do one for me once, and it's just great. Because I just haven't spent my life learning how to design characters, so I'd rather hire someone who has spent their life designing characters and get a much better result, if that makes sense. But I mean, there are people as well that they're kind of a what do you call it, double threat, like my buddy Danny Williams. He does concept and 3D, kind of both. So okay, let's see. I'm just going to put this in its own polygroup because I want it to be longer and asymmetrical. So usually if I go asymmetrical like this, I'll just do it, turn off symmetry and hide it. Yeah, they'd lose the old stream if they tried to merge them together. Yep. I've been watching The Big Bang Theory again. Every time you've said loops in the past few days, my head keeps going towards Fruit Loops. Well, yeah. Oh man, that show like makes me laugh. I design most of my characters, but I would love a course on that too. Yeah, I like I said, I personally don't design characters. I'm more of a kind of a copy machine. I just take good designs and try my best to put them in 3D. That's what I like to do personally. That's my jam. It's going good. How long did you take to complete the mission giver sculpt you did? The mission giver sculpt? I'm trying to remember which sculpt you're talking about. You happy with the time machine so I could do sculpt? Yeah. Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's kind of that jack of all trades kind of saying, right? You can't really be amazing at everything, so you try and focus down. All right, David, I'm going to try this eye bag thing. And I'm going to do it with live Boolean for funsies. Not a great character designer either. I want to be better at it, but what are the names of those designers and what do they charge? It depends on the detail of the character. Hey, Sneer, how you doing? Yeah, so Joshua Black is one, Jason Kim is one, Johannes Helgeson is one. I don't know if they do commissions as much. I mean, you can ask them, but they are at the top of their game, so they're not cheap, I guess. I'll just say that. Okay, auto groups, mirror and weld. And then I'm going to split these off. Okay. And then I'm going to put them in a folder. Okay, let's do Control F is folder. I'll just call this bool. So we're going to Boolean this out. Put both of these in the same folder. Generalized specialist. Nice, I like it. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the top one. I'm going to turn live Boolean on. And that's going to subtract it out of there. That's pretty fun. Check that out. So, but I need it to get subtracted. I want it to subtract it out of the face as well. So I'm going to put this body in there with it. There it goes. Nice. Okay. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that over there. It must not be symmetrical. So, because when I mirrored it, I had live symmetry or local symmetry turned on. You want to turn that off before you do a mirror and weld. Otherwise, it tries to mirror across itself instead of the world. Okay, let me try something here. Mirror and weld. Do that with this. Oh, I think it's because this eyeball is smaller and it's just revealing that. That's all. Okay, I'm like, what is up? Why is this doing what it's doing? Okay, so I just need to make these asymmetrical too. Which is just fine. Let's do this one. And this is the power of live Boolean, where I can grab this shape and move it while it's being cut out of whatever's underneath it. And if you want to see the whole shape, you can turn on wireframe. probably asked this before, but Affinity was still running and you could do any license to it, what would you add and which character would you make? That is a good question. I have to think about that. There's so many. I'm going to pull this up higher on both sides. Hey, Rice. Yeah, yep, Thundercats. So I'm actually working on a Lion-O for my course that I'm gonna take you all the way through to the 3D printing side of things. And Josh Black actually did the concept for that. So I'm working on that right now, but I can show you the concept. It's pretty great. Let me find it here. I worked with Josh Black at Disney, and then he moved on to work on what's it called, Multiverses with Warner Brothers. Come on, just open it. Okay, check this out. Yeah, this is the concept for Lion-O, as if it were a Disney Infinity character. So I'm working on that. So if you aren't already a student and you would like to watch me do that and learn from it, you can join my course. It's over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And I also give away these brushes for free if you want those, across the bottom here, and this user interface and my ruler file. If you're interested in any of that stuff, you can check it out over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. It's like it gave me I don't hate that line. It's funny. But I do want to take care of it. So let's see. So if you ever have issues, I'm just going to turn off live Boolean for a second. If you ever have symmetry issues, you can fix it by dragging the problem from over to the right side of the screen. So I'm just going to mask this off because I don't want to touch the nose. Turn off symmetry and just kind of nudge it over. And then we'll do the same thing with this mouth, just kind of nudge it over. That's weird that it went all the way around. Man, it went all the way around, didn't it? Okay, and then just do a mirror and weld. And then that will fix it. Make sure you turn symmetry back on. We're good to go. Send it for the Lion-O walkthrough. Looking forward to him after Sterling. Oh, yeah, thanks. Hey, Phoenix, how are you? All right. I kind of want to lay in some of this hair. It's just so fun that put some of that in there. Yeah, the Lion-O is currently goes all the way to the end of the blockout, the body blockout. And I put it on the back burner for a long time for some reason. I don't know why. I just had other things come up. I'm finally getting back to it, and I'm excited about it. Okay, so right now I'm using, it's called Maxon Hair Curve Brush. And it's made by, if you go to funkybunnies3d.com, you can find it. Oh, nice, Phoenix. That's cool. Okay, so I'm going to grab this hair base and just kind of draw some of these out on the surface. And it must be subdivided. Yes. Okay, we can't, it won't work on a subdivided object, so I'm going to go down one level, delete lower and, well, that's too much. Go low. That's good. Okay. So sometimes another thing is sometimes if you go to this picker and you change it from the default is once Z, that means the first place you tap on the surface, it will find the Z depth and snap the beginning of your curve to that level. But if you click on continuous Z, it will evaluate every single dot along the surface and it won't push it down into the surface. So now it should stick to the surface. There you go. Okay, and now this is getting pinched too much on this end. So let's go to stroke, go to curve. I think it's under curve modifiers. Yeah, let's see this curve fall off? So this is where it's starting and this is where it ends. Just pinching a little too tight there. Let's try that. It's a little better. Okay. David, it'll be just exactly like I did it in the beginning. So it's like a live stream without an audience. So I'm just recording it off the cuff. No script, but no audience. Because I feel like with Sirloin, the audience kind of got a little bit distracting in some ways. Okay. So I'm going to do this one more time. Okay, and make it bigger. Yeah, there we go. All right. Hello, Ira, welcome. I cannot read that, I apologize. Not that you can understand what I'm saying. Artsy, hello. Okay, once you've drug out a shape, you can change the size by adjusting your brush and then clicking on your curve again, and that will adjust it. And then when you're all done and you like it, just click on the original shape, and it will get rid of that curve and make it solid. But this is a 3-part insert multi-mesh brush, so it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that middle will get looped over and over and over again as you drag. But since this is short, it only has one loop. So now that I have this, I can bury it into the surface. So I'm going to move my camera, kind of bury it. This. So it looks like it's growing out of his head. Why? Oh, that's coming from Twitter, I think. Are we streaming to Twitter? I guess we are. Hello, Twitter land. I guess we're getting non-English speaking peeps. But welcome. Hey, Sonny, finish your workshop course. Loved every lesson. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Made my day. Oh, sorry, X. My bad. Okay, so I just inverted the mask and put it in its own group. And I'm going to turn topological on so I can grab the hairs, but not the actual big piece back there, just because I want it to kind of go around that horn and then out. can turn on dynamic subdivisions. Now we have this, and let's do one across the bottom now. And we can either use the same hair piece or a different one. Just for variety, we can go wide cover 2. Let's hide everything but this piece. And then I'm just going to drag it, whoops, snapping to the center. You can start with a small brush, kind of just drag it out. It looks like we got some little red dots as part of this hair. That's weird. Did our picker lose continuous Z? No. That's strange. There we go. Okay, once you have did it make that a thumbnail? I was just showing it. I'm not working on Lino right now. I teach a course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop, and I'm working on a new mini course inside of it, and I'm teaching you how to make Lino. But during this live stream, I'm not. I was just showing the concept of it. So yes, you did see Lino, but now I feel like it's false advertising. I love this brush. I think that is a little too long though. Just want to shorten it up a little bit, but rotate it kind of out and down because I want to get that silhouette of that hair. Okay, now I'm going to move this tip in a little bit. Is there some kind of promotion saying if you type joined it does something? I don't know. Lots of people are typing joined and I don't understand why. There's this flat triple. Sounds like a trick. He just did a flat triple. There we go. Try to get this coming down between the horns like it's growing out of there. You can also use elastic. It's called Move Elastic. It's right here. And it makes it really squishy, but it works well for very long objects like hair or rope strands. It makes it easy to edit them. Sometimes the fall off is too huge. So and then the snake hook also works well. I treat the snake hook brush like a alternate move brush. I want it to stick up more. Maybe like that. Yeah, it's fun. Okay. Does it still say no spare time? Is that still the headline, Neil? Hey, what's up, Jerome? How you doing? See if I can update it and see if it'll change. Resolution is fine for a small display, but full screen's a bit coarse. Could be me. It was the same last time I saw your broadcast. Yeah, I don't know. You're watching through X, so I don't know if there's some kind of a compression happening over there. The best you'll see is on Twitch. I'm live streaming to, I guess, 5 different places right now. I'm live streaming to Twitch and YouTube and X and Facebook, and then I don't know the 5th one. Yeah, Twitch is probably the best resolution you're going to see. Okay. What's shaking, Jerome? Leonard was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still hanging out. Live leaks. I'm streaming over on my OnlyFans. No, that has that's up to Maxon where this goes. It's not up to me, so I don't control that part of it. Like I said, I'm just a volunteer here, just sculpting away. Okay. Work. Yeah, sounds about right, huh? Drum, we need to talk about, can we do the fireside chat kind of thing, interview thing, like at the beginning of the year, maybe? Would that timing work for you? We need to talk about it. Okay. Maybe not here, but I can call you or something. Oh goodness. So again, start out small. And sometimes when you start out small, this little, yes, awesome. Okay, thank you. Sometimes it'll snap to the center, as you saw that. It'll try and snap to the center. Sometimes you want it to snap to the center. But if you're having a hard time getting it to, you don't want to snap it to the center, just use a smaller brush in the beginning, drag out your line, and then you can make your brush bigger, and then just tap on that line. And then it'll go big. You know, I think I want to reverse this one because the tips are really long. I want them shorter, and they're shorter on one end. So I'm going to go this direction. Whoops. Goodness sakes. It's not wanting to stay on the surface. And it's also twisting. Okay, so maybe if I draw slow, no. Smaller brush. Wow, that's really not wanting to stick to the surface. How do you know a concept is too hard for your level of sculpting? That is a tricky question because, I mean, you kind of don't know your own skill level. You can ask someone that might know. Oh my gosh, what is up with this? Struggle bus. Stick to the surface. There we go. But I went the wrong way. Hey, what's going on, Ashley? How are you? How are you? I am just riding on the struggle bus, trying to get this hair to go the right direction. Oh my gosh, it's not. If I go this direction, it just does not want to stick to the surface. But if I go this way, it does. I guess I'm going this way, and I'll spin it around. I'm trying to figure out if people that are you guys typing joined, or is it just saying joined when you join X? I'm not sure what's going on there. Hair is always a struggle, that I know nothing about. Yeah, it looks like Maxon added X to the streaming through Restream. So, have you streamed since they've done that, Ashley? So, if you guys, yeah, Twitter. So, if you guys don't know, A Cubed, Ashley, she's another streamer on here, and she streams on Wednesday nights. Really bad ace monsters and crazy cool creatures. And I said snake hook 3 times and she showed up. So I think that's what happened. Yeah, so through X I'm getting a lot of non-English speaking people, and they're all saying joined. Yeah, shame. For shame. It's totally fine. Yeah, I'm just wanting I'm wanting a shorter ends on this side, so I'm burying the long end into the head. If they aren't saying joined, then it's Twitter doing that. Extremely annoying. Yeah, really weird. Yeah, I think you're right, David. I'm not. That's my guess. This is such a cheaty brush. I love it. This is what I'm sculpting, Ashley, if you haven't seen it yet. Fun Krampus. Krampus or Krampus? What is it? It's the proper. Yeah, I love the different sized eyes. Krampus. Krampus, Krampus. This is Krampus. I love it. Oh, funny. I love the 2 little babies in the sack. These 2 little kids. Oh my gosh. And he has a look on his face like he doesn't know what to do with them. Too funny. I'm gonna make these latest hairs bend. Yep, one of the 2. Does he drown him? Is that part of the story? Drowns him? It's such a wholesome tale. Gosh. Wow. No, for the kids. Okay. I'm going to start getting him posed. I mean, I still have like, I need to combine them all together and all that, but I think I'm going to start posing him. Some of them on the way. And what's with the sticks? Oh, he beats the kids with the sticks. Okay. Of course he does. That's like, I don't think you can get any more opposite from Santa than that. Smacks him up. You better be good, kids. Dang. I want to have really, really skinny skinny arms, thinner than I got them. Okay. And then for the fingernails, I want them kind of having like pushed in pits where they go, I guess. Tenderizes them. Gets them all ready to go. All right. I'm trying to decide if I want to pose him first and then do where the finger slots go. I might do that because I don't exactly know where the fingers will be. They're such clumpy, cool fingers. I love them. And then I'll do the tail later on. I mean, his body's pretty straight, other than him just looking to the side. I did go a little bit bigger with his hair. But it's funny. It's all in the sake of funny, right? Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and pose those arms. Let's save it first. He has another this Rich Cameron. He has a whole bunch of great yeah, finger hoofs. Some great concepts, and he was super excited about this model, so he sent me a bunch more. But one of them is this green reindeer. I got to show it to you guys. I almost modeled that one, but he's got like a mouth neck, a neck mouth. It's like a nickname, neck mouth. I got to show it to you. I almost did this one today, but I wanted to finish Krampus. Look at this. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. But look at this neck mouth. How do you do that? I'd have to figure that out. It's very 2D cheaty. But yeah, it's super cute. Look at, I love the way he does fingers and toes though. They're like mitten hooves. Love it. All right. Yeah, he's my new favorite concept guy I found. Okay, let's pose him. Probably gonna make that the thumbnail now. Okay, so let's go to T-pose mesh. And let's get away from this color. The Dutch Sint also beats naughty kids with sticks and takes them back to Spain. Looks over. What is this? What? Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's fix this one first. Kangarilla, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn this. This will also help me figure out. So maybe like this. Okay. Okay. All these finger nubbins. They're funny. Okay. I think that's good enough. I can sculpt those or pose those fingers where they need to be, and then let's do this hand. Oh, this is all one? Okay. If you didn't know this, you can auto group objects in pose mode. Like these fingers, if you want, you can do auto groups. You just can't do any mirror and welding or stitching or anything that's going to change the order of the mesh. Okay. So now Kind of move this down. Be like that. It's probably good actually where that's at. Maybe forward just a tad. And then what I like to do is turn the camera so I can mask straight through whatever I'm going to bend. Like at the elbow here. Got to kind of make up where that elbow is. What? You can, you always can, but you will forsake yourself on the lone island of T-pose mesh, never to return. You'll return to Shard Island. Not to be confused with Shart Island. I'm horrible. I'm horrible. Yep. And you might enjoy Shard Island as well. Okay. Embrace the shard. I've never seen anybody embrace the shard as much as you, Ash. Okay, again, I think we're good with these. I want to get the bundle of sticks. I'm not going to say the other name for a bundle of sticks. It'll get me banned from YouTube. Living in Holland. It's like that Sting song, Englishman in New York. Maybe I shouldn't call it. 5-year-old son came home last week asking if Santa also hits naughty kids. Oh man. So brutal. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Okay. I'm not going to say it. It'll get me banned. It's a slur. Oh. Yeah, it's like how gay used to mean happy. Now it's something completely different. Okay. I don't know how words end up taking on new meanings. No. It's the other derogatory, mean way of saying gay. It does mean cigarettes. Maybe that's where. I don't know. I don't know. Language confuses me a lot. Sometimes. Hey, Toke fan. Hey, I'm glad you're here because what's interesting is, you know, ArtStation was like, these are your favorite artists this year, and you were one of my 3. So congrats. Your stuff's amazing. Were you doing 2D animation before? Me? No. I've done 3D animation in the past. But not 2D. I was never that skilled. That's a whole... I have a huge admiration for like traditional Disney animators. like the Sandro Clouseau and Aaron Blazes of the world, Tom Bancrofts. Yeah, those guys. They nothing but respect for those guys. You're welcome. Well deserved. Love it. I did grow up in the 80s, absolutely 100%. I'm a kid of the 80s. Just to kind of give you an idea, I graduated in 89 from high school. I'm an old guy. Ivan, I don't understand. So many non-English speakers on that ye old Twitter platform. I know. Oh, you said join. How do you know? Did you look it up? I think yeah, I think Twitter's just saying that. It's so weird. Joined. Google Translate. Well, that's smart. Hey, what's up, McMobbles? How you doing? Which is why the bundle sticks as a reference. Ah, okay. Okay, okay. Got it. Yeah, I never got the bridge from one thing to another. Chrome lets you translate selected. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. I know Google Translate, like the actual page, like you have to copy and paste it, but I didn't know there was like there was a trick. Oh, it's a plugin? I'm gonna have to grab that, like a Chrome add-on thing. It's cool. In fact, I'm listening to some 80s music right now. Okay, I'll pose these fingers after I get back into high res mode. All right, let's do it. Pose to sub T. I love this part. If it made noise, that's what it would sound like. Machine 2D animation, at least traditional, is amazing and very difficult. I have tons of respect. Yep. And I don't understand how anyone can enjoy it. I don't know about that, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I think Sandra Clouseau was involved with Klaus. Is that how you say it? Klaus or Klaus? Klaus. Yeah, if you're wanting to see, tis the season for it too, right? If you're wanting to see some absolutely fascinating 2D animation, check that out. I thought it was 3D when I first saw it. Yep, hand meat and eye meat. That's why. Okay, so this bundle of sticks, I'm gonna make one, and then we'll just duplicate it around. Let's see, what are we gonna do? Maybe a cylinder? Trying to decide what the best route to take. Okay, hold on, let me think about this. Okay, I'm gonna do some tricky stuff that I don't really rely on tricks very often inside of ZBrush, but for this, I think I'm gonna rely on a trickety trick. Yeah, 2D animation's so fun until you have to clean it up. I love doing key poses. In betweening is okay. Cleanup, no. Never heard of her. Disparity of reception between the Spider-Verse movie and the Disney Wish. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I don't really want to go there, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, let's go. Let's do some trickery. Okay, we're gonna start with a cylinder. I hope this works. I hope it's not a bust. Oops, I only need one. I don't need two. Okay, I'm gonna go big, and then you push in, and it makes it skinny. Like this. And then we can align it. Yeah, Procreate Dreams. Oh my goodness. I'm actually quite excited for that. I went to Lightbox this year, and I went to Aaron Blaze's demonstration of Dreams, and it was just phenomenal. He started it out by showing a little clip from Beauty and the Beast that took a small army to make, and then he went on showing this animated short that just him and a few other people worked on, and the quality is I wouldn't say the same, but is close, especially for doing it with just a few people, you know. And it's just I'm really excited for technology in the future, because what it does is it allows access to more people, more individuals, right? So it's not, because back in the 80s, speaking of the 80s when I was raised, it felt like everything was kind of elusive and unobtainable. Like, for example, it felt like animating at Disney was almost unobtainable back then. Like it was some kind of Pandora, just mystery that I had no idea how you would even become that, right? And it just felt so out of my league. And it still is, frankly. But hold on a second. Let me do group by normals. I'm just going to get rid of the caps off of this and this and delete them. Okay. But now it's like music. So for example, like music felt at the level that it was back in the 80s, it felt unobtainable by any human, any normal non-god human, right? But nowadays, it's like you have all this software, and it feels like you could pull that off as an individual. You don't need the publishers and all those, you know, all the stuff that it takes, right, to make something like that. Okay, I'm going to switch to ZModeler for a second, because I want to insert a mesh horizontally. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to turn off dynamic subdivisions and turn on double, so we can see inside both sides. And basically the reason I did this cut right here is because that's where it's pinching in his hand. And now I can just unmask this little area and put the gizmo there, and just kind of, I'm making a temporary kind of a base object where it kind of pinches right here. And then let's do the same at this end. And see how it kind of widens out here at the bottom. It's kind of twisted. We'll just give it a little twist just for variation. Hey, look, Lori, how are you? Okay. So now I'm going to actually, I don't want, I'm going to be polygrouping this based off of the angles. But right here is an angle too, and I don't want to make this a polygroup and this a polygroup. I want them to be the same. So I'm going to bevel this out just to make it so it's not so sharp of an angle. Edge loop complete, yeah. like this. Okay. No, I'll show you here in a sec, Mark. Okay. So now we have this. I learned this trick. Who did I learn this trick from? I'm trying to remember the name of the toy company. Maybe you guys can help me out. They did a presentation at the ZBrush Summit showing how they did their hair. And basically, they would make these big, long, like, big hair blobs. And then they would take those hair blobs and then they would make linear polygroups. And then they would do curves by polygroups that went down the length of each of those blobs. And then they would use like a tube brush to replace those curves with tubes. So that's kind of what I'm going after. I'm wanting linear polygroups that I'm then going to do curves on, and then hopefully do tubes along those curves to make the sticks. Okay, I know it's a lot of explaining. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens if I do group by normals and then turn the group by normals max angle way, is it way up or way down? I think it's way down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so see, it worked for the most part until it gets to this angle. That's too sharp. So I'm gonna put another edge here. Luckily, oh, you do. Okay, nice. I do occasionally. Doesn't happen too often. Okay, let's try this again. Increase polygroup. No, not P. I want to group by normals. There it goes. All right, look at that. Sweet. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Kind of makes my eyes wig out. But now what I can do is I can go to stroke, and underneath the curve functions, we have frame mesh. And under frame mesh, we have border, polygroups, and creased edges. Well, we don't need creased edges, or we just need polygroups. We don't need a border. Border is like the open border, so I don't want to put a curve around the open border. I just want it between the polygroups. So now that I've done that, you can go stroke and then hit frame mesh, and it will give me a curve in between each polygroup vertically. Okay? So now we can do, go to like this multi-tube or the curve tube. I actually don't know the difference between these two. Let's try curve tube. Make the brush size is the diameter of our sticks. So now that we do that, we just have to click on one of these curves and it'll make a whole bunch like this. So they're too even at the moment, but I think it's a good start. I don't know why one's yellow and the rest are pink, but hey. Okay. So now I think this is going to work actually. So now that I have that, I'm not going to make as many sticks as are in this thing right here, but I'm going to do a handful, and I can actually duplicate some and put them in the middle. But now that we have this and we like it, we can tap on the surface if we can get to the surface somehow. And then the curves go away. It made a new tube. That's okay. I'll just delete it. Okay. So now all these are masked off. And we can do invert the masking. Well, it's kind of giving, hold on a second. Let me go back. I can't click on anything to get rid of those curves. Because even if I zoom in, it's like, oh, it's on a curve no matter where I go. Son of a bee. Oh, I can just clear a curve in here. Stroke. Where is it? Delete. There we go. There we go. That does it. All right. Yep. And now split by mask. Split unmasked points. And that leaves our original thing alone. Okay, now we have this, and what I can do is auto groups. So I can do auto groups, and it'll put each of these tubes in a nice rainbow poly groups. Okay, now what I can do is I can take my, let's do move elastic. We'll see how that does. And then turn on topological. And what topological masking does is it will only move whichever object I grab first. So if I grab this guy, see how it just moves it? And you can see the drop off. Let's make it bigger. And that way we can just kind of scrunch some of them up, make a couple of them longer. And you can see it's not really busting the geometry very much. Clear from the menu or alt draw over a curve. Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't know you could do, yeah, okay, interesting. And then we can just kind of make these randomish looking as far as the length goes. There we go. So I'm trying to sort of get this look. We can pull some of them out. I might have to use the snake hook for that. Yeah, let's turn on topological. Oh, you got that trick from a Pixel stream. Nice. See, now they're not so even. You want to break it up so they don't look so perfect. Just push some in, pull some out. Just make it look believable. See how perfect this top is? Let's fix it. Something like that. And I kind of want to pinch this in a little tighter here, where his hand's grabbing it. Okay. That's a fast way to make a bunch of sticks. Yeah, for sure. And you can even, like I said, what you can do is I believe they have a brush. Do you guys remember who man, I know those guys and I feel horrible for forgetting their names. I want to say XMD, but that's not it. It's like that. It's like three letters or something like that. Something Studios. Gosh dang it. They do some Marvel stuff and some DC stuff, and anyway, that's where I learned it. They were doing like a Wonder Woman's hair, and they had it's kind of like two parts. They had one where it's kind of like the hair strands that I did for this hair, the Maxon hairbrush, but they already have the polygroups built into that brush, and then you can just hit curves, and then they have another set of curve tubes that you can throw down the length of the thing. Okay, I'm actually gonna adjust them from the top too. Just kind of do this, make them look random. Not, yeah, Dan does something similar like that, but this was very specific. Okay. I love Dan Eater stuff. So good. All right. I'm going to duplicate a couple of these just to kind of fill in the center here. Does that say joined? I don't know how that's doing on the bottom there. Yeah. Okay. Participated in. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Now we have some sticks. Okay, I want to pinch those much tighter than they are. And let's get rid of that base geometry that we used originally. I guess we can just hide it for now. Yeah, Lavender, I'll let Kyle know. That's really annoying. Because I bet that makes people jump, you know, like bounce, you know, like get off of it. Like, oh, they're gonna notice me because it says joined, so I'm gonna leave. My favorite one of Dan's is that Queen's Gambit girl and his Link are both incredible. Yeah, and that little wizard in the hat. Is that who you're talking about from Final Fantasy? Okay, now that I have this, morning from Melbourne. Hello, welcome. Okay, I'm going to take these arms actually and split them off. And then give it some mesh density so I can make these finger cavities. That's not something you hear every day. Finger cavities. Okay. Apply the dynamic subdivisions. Delete lower. Now we have enough geometry. And let's turn on transparent. And then we can make these. Since we hopefully have enough geometry, we can just push these cavities in. Give them a place to live. You can also come along here with, like say the inflate brush or the clay brush or something like that. Just kind of build it up. That's fun. Not that you're going to see the back side of this hand, but it's kind of fun. Also, if any of you are interested, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of caricatures of different celebrities over on my website or my YouTube channel. I'm trying to decide which YouTube channel I want to grow. If I want to grow my 3D Character Workshop one, or if I want to grow my personal one. But I'll let you guys know. I saw an ad for the chess game and went, hold up, I know that. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think they reached out to him and they're like, hey, can we use that? It's so good. Okay, I gotta fix this arm too. It's a little too thick right here still. Oops, with smooth. Okay, and then let's make it kind of bulge out down here and then give him some wrinkles. I love you can see these two little hand wrinkles in the bottom here. I don't know if we have enough geometry to do that, but I'm going to try. So we can pinch it. And then do another one right next to it. So the difference between the detail and the pinch is just mesh displacement. So the detail brush is like the damn standard brush, but it's a little more refined, and it just basically displaces it in the Z direction. It either brings it up or pushes it down, depending on which way you're taking it. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to Sculptris Pro this. I don't have enough geometry. And then pinch it'll pull the geometry together. Let me see, make sure that we got, yeah. You guys, I also wanted to point out that the Z Startup utility is working with ZBrush 2024. This is 2024. And even though the ZBrush Startup utility it still says 2022, it does work in 2024. And I have a YouTube video showing you how to install this, what to set up on my YouTube channel. It's 3D Character Workshop YouTube channel if you want to look that up. I don't know if you want to post links. I think your links are only going to Twitch, right? Okay, so I'm just going to give myself a little more geometry here. Might be a little too much. Oh, the Z Startup utility overwrites your existing startup scripts. Yeah, I don't really have one of those, so I use the startup. But yeah, that's a good warning there. What's your personal YouTube channel? When I search you, I only find your... Well, because it has 0 videos on it. A total of 0. But it's just, I think it's just my name. Let me look. It's Shane Olson Art is what it is. Nope, at Shane Olson 3D Tunes. I need to change that name. Yeah, I don't want to advertise it yet until I'm sure, but it's going to, if I do it on my personal channel, it's that, what I just posted there. Shane Olson 3D Tunes. Because I own 3dtunes.com, and I might put all of this under that banner instead of 3D Character Workshop, but I'm not sure. Okay. So I think I went a little bit too dense with this now. That's good. This is good. Good thickness. All right, let's do inflation. I don't want to talk about inflation. This year's been ridiculous for inflation. Yeah, you can inflate it like this and then pinch in between. And it will just kind of define those creases like this. And then again, you can inflate it. Let's turn off Sculptris Pro, or else it will rebuild the valley down in there, and it'll make it not pinched anymore. But you can pinch it closed, which is fun. It'll make those creases even stronger. Maybe I want to scoot this a little closer. That's funny. I like it. I did cause some inflation there. Okay. Let's do this hand. 108 people watching. I wonder if it's counting everybody from all channels Okay, which is I'm not sad about that number. I think my highest ever was and that feels no, my highest ever was like 200 one day. Okay. Counts every channel. Hey, what's up? Ian, how you doing? So, Ian, I don't know if you can bring this to the powers that be, but could you, every time somebody joins from X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days, it says join. And I don't know if it's possible to turn that notification off through Restream or not. But that's, yeah, it's quite interesting. Let's just call it that. How are you, Ian? Welcome, welcome. As soon as you join, I just go into some complaint. I apologize. Hello, Ian. How are you? Welcome, welcome, my friend. See, there you go. Join. Yeah, I'm just curious. Visual, no, but I have a request out. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did visual. Yes, I did. It's me. It's me and my specific insert multi-mesh brushes. So, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. I think I have to recreate them in 2024 in order to get them to work. Ready for another meeting as always, which I can bring it up in said meeting. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so for some reason, my insert multi-mesh brushes, I have a feeling it has something to do with the new local symmetry somehow, some way. I'm just guessing. I have no idea really, but I just know that they're broken and I have to rebuild them. So that's not a big deal. And I also need to redo my startup project anyway because it's in the wrong scale, I found out. So I need to make sure it's in the correct scale. So some people on Mac were having troubles with it because it was crashing when they would use Sculptris Pro because the scale was too big. Yeah, this concept's great. I love it. I love these clumpy Krampus fingers. Clumpy Krampus fingers. Yeah, visual. Yeah, it's it's interesting because those insert multi-meshes I've had since R4 or something like that. 4R4 or 4R3 back in the day, and they've worked since then all the way up till now. And something somehow, some way just like went, yeah, you're not going to work anymore. And so it broke it and I got to fix it. I don't know why. I just know I need to redo it. And I'll send an email to people when I get that updated. Okay, so for this, I'm going to go to about there and then cut it in. You guys, if you don't know who IR Sculpts is, that's Ian Robinson, IR. And he works for Maxon, and he live streams on here occasionally and does some amazing, amazing stuff. I'm pimping you out, Ian. Shameless plug-in. I joined the class when you released it originally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 4 or 8. Yep. Yeah, the story about that is I made that course before the gizmo. So it only had the transpose line. And like as soon as I released it, they released the gizmo. And all of a sudden my course was instantly outdated. Instantly outdated. That was nice. Listening to some good old Pet Shop Boys, speaking of 80s. All right, dude. Have a good meeting. Hi, Ian. Hope you find your dad. Okay, sometimes, well, you know what? I'm gonna Z-remesh this now. Now that I got this detail in. Sometimes Z-remesh like gets rid of the details, but that's okay. Like knowing some of the ways that the transpose line can be used. Yeah, Gizmo's a game changer. I still use transpose line to pose sometimes because it's like a temporary bone in space, right? So it works really nicely still. Okay, Z-remesh. I'm gonna keep the same. I don't want to keep groups. Let's see what happens. They should rename Z-remesher to box of chocolates. Okay, that's a little too dense. Let's half it. Space bone. What is space bone? Thanks, Warrior. I appreciate it. I think that'll work. Any plan to add CC4 pipeline to your course content? Not at the moment, but I've been talking with them about making new content. Made his arms red. Yeah, I think I think what I currently have planned for the course is just to finish up that Lion-O. That's what I'm working on right now for it. That's a promise I made a long time ago. I just need to get it done. How long did it take to create this whole model? Let's see, it's been three and a half hours so far. I need to break down and learn the transpose line. I like that it's smaller and more out of the way compared to the Gizmo. Yeah, yep. And it has some interesting functionalities as part of the line, but I'm so used to the new Gizmo now that I just embrace it, you know. Thanks, Warrior. I appreciate it. Love learning CC4 from the great Pav, but I always like seeing new processes. Yeah, those are some great lessons that Michael has. Like he goes deeper than I most likely would. Let's see, auto groups. But man, CC4 is fun. And it's got some free ZBrush plugins that allows you to go Z back and forth. And it also does, it has, if you buy the Face Tools plugin from Reallusion, it has some really great ways to, you don't have to have that plugin, but it makes it nice for sure. And you can adjust the all the expressions. And if you use their base mesh, it's just auto rigged when you push it over there. Your character's just, it has to be humanoid, so like this guy wouldn't work. You can rig this guy over there, but it's called a non-standard rig. But if you do a human, like 5 fingers, 5 toes, nose, mouth, eyes, regular, you know, you can push it quite far, but for the most part, it needs to be human. And if it is, then it's like automatically rigged, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's so fun. But the rig is more meant for motion capture and not meant for hand animation. Just note that. Which is fine for most things. That's kind of where most game development has headed anyway. There are some things, I mean, you can hand animate with it, but it's not ideal. Hey, Tuatara, how you doing? Is that how you say? speaking of caricatures, that's a great 11 that you did, Warren. It's great. Turned out awesome. All right, let's see here. Topological. Whoa, yeah. Happy kid drowning day. I didn't know he drowned the kids. Come on, Krampus. Oh yeah, that Snape's turned out good too. Just steer clear of the lumpies. You'll be good. Fiber mesh. Oh. Fiber mesh, I have a love-hate relationship with fiber mesh. I love it because it's in there and most of the time I can get it to work, but sometimes it's like herding cats. I can't quite get it to do what I want it to do. All right. Yeah, I'll have to ask. So I got some contract work doing some caricatures. I'll have to ask if it's okay to share those during my stream and stuff, but I'm really, really excited about that whole, because I love caricatures a lot. I've done a couple here during my live streams. And so you guys know I love it. Okay, what time we got? 1:39. All right, that's my time. 1:39. Let's see. Let's get that the bag of kids going. So funny. Bag of kids. Okay. Trying to decide how to do this. Probably just a sphere. Split it off. I should probably save this. Save often, kids. Okay. I have one more big question for you. When I draw out a curve, I'm having issues with it not following the surface of the mesh. We did just talk about that. I have snap on, mess with the settings, but it just draws inside the object, right? Okay. Yeah, so the only thing that I know that you can do or try is if you go up to this picker. It's called picker. Here, let me hide my little top bar so you can see it. Okay, so if you go up to picker right here, and then you go to cont Z, because by default it's set to once Z, and that just means it will only evaluate on the initial click, and then every single dot after that will not be evaluated. But if you hit on continuous Z, it will. You can try closest Z, but continuous Z is the main thing. And this is just 0 is the depth of the actual object itself. So anyway, try turning that on and see if you get better results. And also the direction of the stroke. I was having a hard time drawing it in reverse. It was acting like continuous Z was turned off. But if I stroke the other direction, then it seemed to do better. So you might want to try that. Yep. Hopefully you can get it to work. right. Starting to get it to stretch too much. So let's go ahead and apply this. Delete the lower and go Sculptro. Oh, that's too low. Too high. Come on. There, you can pick. So they added this at my request. Thank you very much. But you can, I forgot it was in here. I'm holding down Shift, and Shift works with Sculptris Pro, and this is the Sculptris Pro triangle density. Well, if you click on this slider, you can drag it to different objects and see the slider sliding around. I'm picking the density. So if I pick this surface density and let go, now it should have that density or very close to it, which it does, which is great. I forgot about that. So instead of struggling with trying to find the density, got it now. Okay, I'm going to pull this on through. And inflate it. All right. And then I kind of want to hollow this out a little bit up in here. And then let's go smooth this out somewhat. That could be a creature, right? Snorkel blast. And then grab this cloth. We can either grab the carve or the cloth. They both work pretty good. Does that join? Maybe a little denser. All right. Wants to go on the back side of this. Gosh, that's not what I want. Doesn't want to go around that corner. Let's see if I can smooth it first, go a little lower. That'll have to do. All right, now let's kind of go move this around so it looks like it has a bit of thickness. And I need to update my ArtStation. It's been so long. Maybe pinch these. You guys got quiet all of a sudden. Don't necessarily want it curling down like that. Super tricky. I kind of wanted to do like an S shape on the bottom here. Maybe I'm just fighting the density here. Myself a little more to work with. No worries, Lavender. Let's see how that looks. I think that's readable. I'll pull it around more here in a bit. If I wasn't doing live stream, I would build this in a different way. Probably with real geometry. Sometimes when I'm live streaming, I take shortcuts like this hair, and it's not how I would normally do it. But if I would do it the way I normally do it, it wouldn't be very entertaining to watch because it would take an extremely long amount of time. Yeah, you kind of sacrifice some things when you're live streaming, I've found. It's one of the best parts about the workshop for me is working at the same time as someone else. Do you hang out in the sculpt rooms, Lavender? So you guys, part of my course, I teach an online course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. And it comes with hours and hours and hours of instruction on how to do this stuff. And it also comes with a private Discord server with a whole bunch of active students in there. And there's sculpt rooms. And yeah, people hang out in there daily, not the past days though. Oh yeah, okay. Like that. I'm gonna go with like carve and see what if I can get this to look any better. Be there again tomorrow. Okay, cool. And yes, that's a lot of. It's kind of a bonus benefit that I wasn't expecting to happen. You know, lots of people hanging out, and enjoying each other's company, sculpting along. It's great. And from several different parts of the world. You're in the sculpt room right now. There you go. You're always there, man, which is great. Let's do this with the. Yeah, Brad's in there all the time too. Yeah, I'm getting pretty dense with these, and that's okay. As long as my machine doesn't struggle, I'm good. It's almost like I love it because it's like a kind of a second, like an office for those people who work from home, you know? Because there's something that I miss about working in an office with a lot of people that you say hi to every day, you know? But if you're like at home doing your self-employed thing or freelance thing and you don't really have anybody to talk to, it's great. I mean, it's great either way, but especially great for that, I think. Sculpting is a good place to take people to show sculpting tips that can be lengthy to explain. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll hop on there occasionally too and do some demos. Seems like my link got filtered. If you Google lavender, there you go. Okay. I think I'm going to end this almost here. I want to kind of want to get this up and above his arm. And maybe get the kids' heads in there. Just sculpting on Nomad, keeping you in a tiny floating window. Nice. That's fun. Yeah, creative. That's funny you say that. You're not the first person that says, like, I wonder if I put people to sleep with my voice, but they say that my voice is kind of relaxing, and which I appreciate it. You know, there's this guy. He's got a YouTube channel called Pirate Software, and he used to work at Blizzard, I guess, and he's got a voice for radio. That guy. And so a bunch of my friends worked on Hogwarts Legacy here in where I'm from, and that's the studio I used to work at. And he's doing a playthrough of that game, and it's really fun to listen to him, and because he's a developer himself. I think he's a programmer, but it's just really fun to listen to him. So I feel you there as far as that goes. Thanks, Howie. Appreciate it. You taking the day off for Christmas? Yeah, absolutely. There's a face for it. You got a face for radio. Thanks, I think. It's funny. Yeah, he's got super long hair. I think he was in the so he worked at Blizzard in the, I want to say, when people tried to hack like World of Warcraft and stuff, he would do all these things to try and thwart that. So he has all these really interesting stories about Blizzard and that. Okay, I'm gonna split hidden. Looks like little eggs. I think he blew up on Twitch because Asmongold watched him, and Asmongold is huge, and so that got a lot of eyes on his channel. It's funny because I had just found him not too shortly before that. You know, I was listening to him. He does these really cool shorts. Okay, so let's remesh this at maybe 1,000. Let's see what happens. Need tonight. Little bite of candy cane. Sometimes I like to sculpt something a bit rough and then ZBrush it and then subdivide it, and that alone just kind of cleans stuff up, you know, and makes it cleaner. It does get rid of the color, but it's easy enough to color it back in. But that way you can be kind of rough and then ZBrush it and go on about your business. The Bob Ross? Yeah. I've heard that before too. Yeah, Aaron Blaze is great. I met him a couple times at different conferences. And he was at Lightbox again this year. I hung out with him for a minute. I didn't get to spend too much time with him this time, but he did a really great demo on Procreate Dreams. That's kind of hard to say. He animated this little penguin short. It's just adorable. These little kids. Little kids, little kids. All right. All right, I need to use the restroom, so I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me another Monday. It's been a lot of fun. X has made it more interesting. But thank you everybody. And as usual, I just wanted to say that I have this user interface, these brushes, and the working file that I give away for free over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I will be updating it soon for 2024. So if you use it and you're having some issues with the IMM brushes, it'll be updated shortly. And I also teach an online course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. If you want to learn how to create characters like this one, you're welcome to go check that out. And then I also have a mentorship. If you're really interested in getting into the fast lane, it's called the Acceleration Program, where we meet every single Sunday and I go over your scopes and we talk about your career path and that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out to me through the contact link on that same website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Yeah, I think my next stream will be January 8th. I believe you're right. So, all right, you guys have a wonderful holiday and we will catch you next time. All right. Thank you, everybody. Cheers. Have a wonderful rest of the year, in fact. All right. We'll see you. Bye.